Another issue is inequality of pay between men and women. I'm sure that all of you have dealt with that before.
This is important. Ladies, take a breather. Jan?
Yeah. I have 2 sisters. I have to leave this.
Whew, great idea. Take a breather. That was...
Gold diggers.
Yeah.
Clark, why don't you go home and just take a breather and I'll...
All day. I can't face Mom. If I see her, I'm gonna have to confess. Take a breather. It's just a dent. And saying nothing is not lying, okay? It's just letting the truth.
Is this a silver tie clip camera?
Platinum, 1963.
Wow, you really are a shield lifer. I bet there's a story behind each one of these that I'd love to hear.
I have a real soft spot for that golden age.
I'd love to go, but I can't. Vet says someone had to keep an eye on the dog. I got a soft spot for animals. Sue me.
Give it to me.
He's got 2 young bucks. One of them's up to something shady. I don't know which one, but he has a soft spot for the one named Max. If that guy's...
You have a son.
When we first moved in here, he was the sweet kid who lived next door.
I'm the weird kid who lived next door, but Phil always had a soft spot for him because Kenneth sort of looked up to him.
Well, I wouldn't say hero.
And yet you did.
Speech today about how you couldn't have a life until you turned my mother in and turned your back on me. I guess she convinced you.
After all this time, you still don't trust me.
What I am allowed to discuss is Greendale. And I'll say this, don't turn your back on it. Take it from a man with no legal right to be there. You're in a special place. A crappy place, sure, but only because it gives...
She's turned her back on us, Mac. Because something terrible happened and she didn't want our help getting through it.
Slow down,
well,
Turbo.
we've all been through terrible things. All of us. And we've never turned...
Short crust?
Come on, Dad, do that.
Fine! You all want to go, then go. Turn your back on your father. Just spare me the empty apologies and the crocodile.
Finally.
And one night after dinner, my parents sat me down and told me that they were breaking up. I thought they were kidding. And then I saw a suitcase out of the corner of my eye in the hallway. And my dad moved out.
Fancy things, but there was this one thing. It was in a fancy store, and it caught the corner of my eye when I took Mose down to the mall to get his blood pressure at the Rite Aid. I thought, you know, maybe I deserved to
See it?
Well, I caught it out of the corner of my eye, but it swooped down at me.
All that happened here is a sewage pipe burst.
Brings me to today when I was leaving the market and caught your flyer out of the corner of my eye. Seniors, DNA.